Hi, my name is Barbara Chappell-Brown, and this is my story's title is Mrs. Brown's House Burned Down. This took place in October of 2007. The witch fire came through the San Diego County, North County area, and it took out about 400 to 500 houses, including mine. So let's start at the beginning. It was a windy day. It was a Sunday, and it became a very windy night. We got news that up in Ramona, California, there was a fire that started. I guess some wires came together and it sparked the fire. And when we were getting ready to go to bed, my husband Jerry looked at the TV, and apparently we thought the fire was under control. Well, during the middle of the night, we got a phone call from a friend of ours who called and said, Rancho Bernardo is burning. You got to get the family out. So at that point, we sprung into action, got some suitcases out of our garage, ran around, got our two kids who, at that point, one was in 4th grade, the other one was in 7th grade. And the 7th grader was really hard to get up, so I'm literally pouring water on his back just to wake him up that morning. But we got him out safely, and when we left, we didn't really have a plan in place as to where we were gonna go. But luckily for us, my husband had a cousin that lived in Chula Vista, California. We called her up, and she was there, and she said, come on, you're welcome to come and stay with us. So at that point, it was just really difficult to leave Rancho Bernardo because there was a whole line of cars, minivans, including ours, stuck in traffic because Interstate 15 was closed. There were people going to Qualcomm, evacuated, they opened, but I didn't think that was a good fit for our family out in the elements. So thank God for our cousin who let us come to stay in her home. So once we got there and got settled, I said to my husband, we need to go and buy some groceries to help out. So we went over to Ralph's, and we were in line at Ralph's, got another phone call, and this time it was from our neighbor Jennifer, who called, and I thought she was just checking in, and I go, how's your family? They're fine. How's your family? We're okay. And then she goes, Mrs. Brown, I have some bad news. Your house burned down. Well, at that point, we were devastated. It was just not what we were expecting at all. It's just, you go through these stages of just disbelief, and then you're accepting what's going on, and then you have to go home and you tell your kids that your house burned down, and it's just a very low point. At this next, we got another phone call later on that day, and this was from a police officer who we didn't know, who called, and he said, I want to come see you. We're like, okay, not sure what this is about, but when he came to our cousin's home, he asked us to come outside to his patrol car, and once we got outside, he opens up his patrol trunk, and in there is my pictures from my house, from my first floor house. I couldn't believe it. He had went into our burning house and had rescued pictures of my kids, of my wedding. I had my wedding album, my pictures. It was amazing. It was really, he just gave us hope in a really dark time. Thank you, Officer Cookson from the San Diego Police Department. You touched our heart. And let me just tell you, we went through a lot of things during that 14 months that we were out of our house. We learned how to make lemonade out of lemons. Because when you lose your house unexpectedly, there's a whole lot of stuff that you have to do that you don't expect that you'll go through. So we learned how to, again, make lemonade out of lemons, and I hope you enjoyed my story. Thank you very much for listening.